Hey beauties! Today I really want to go into looking at the 6 things I would do if I was to start my skin and beauty therapy business from scratch. Because if you're feeling stuck, scattered, or your business just needs a boost, this live training is for you. So I encourage you to rewatch this and go over it or take notes, because not many business coaches actually give away this for free. And that's what I'm finding more and more lately, is that the quality of content that I give away is so superior that people go, oh my God, I only get this when I'm in a paid program or I get one-on-ones. The difference is when you're with me one-on-one, we go way beyond what I give away here. We go not only go deeper and beyond, but it's so highly personalized that things move very quickly. And that's actually what I just wanted to briefly mention, is that in my last live, because it was the end of June, I was talking about we've only got 6 months to go of the year, and I really wanted to knuckle down and get very deep into the not end of the year, but 6 months of the year left, and really look at how you can have the next 6 months even greater if you're disappointed or not really excited, or it wasn't what you seemed, your business wasn't, if your business wasn't what it seemed to be for you, due to either lack of planning or anything can personally blow out in our personal life or in our business, whether you have a team member that's left or you're recruiting. Things go not wrong, but up and down all the time in business, and we need to be able to have this pivot point where we can navigate issues that go on in our business, and that's why having a plan and systems really work. So my next live was all about structures, whereas today I really want to focus on these 6 things I would do if I was to start my business from scratch. And I was giving away a sales power document to help you improve your business with your client recommendations, your client sales. But what I soon realized was this particular document can only take you so far. It doesn't really reveal your unique sales gap. And that's what I've been discovering in the last week since my last live, is that I've spoken to 3 salon owners in that time. It's not many, but it's enough, and it's telling enough that in the sales system that I teach and go very deep into, so once you've made the connection with the client, and then you work out if she or he is your ideal client, and you've got to figure out the gap, like what pain are they in, what discomfort are they in, what results do they want, where are they wanting to head. And if you can't clearly communicate where they're currently at, where their frustrations with their skin or whatever services you offer, if you can't figure out what their frustration is to how you can help them and bridge that gap, that's where you lose people. And that's why my client commented below saying Naomi is brilliant, because this is what I've mastered. I've mastered the art of bridging gaps between where the client is at to how you can help them, handling so many different objections, fears, or people not wanting to commit. Because people make bigger decisions when people are in enough pain, discomfort, frustration, or pleasure and desire. So we don't want to put people in pain, but if you can understand me in the level of, you will make a decision if you've had enough, if you're fed up, on how to get there further faster. For example, if it's a fitness goal, I'm going to make this up, if you want to run up a hill and you can barely walk up the hill, you will do whatever it takes to try and get up that hill, right? So it might be like power walking for 2 weeks until you can learn to jog up the hill, and then you go to a jogging pace, and then after another 2 weeks of jogging, your personal best might be actually moving from jogging to a slow run, and then you can run up the hill, and that might take a month. So if you've got a client who's got difficult skin problems and you can't help them make that decision, that is a major gap in your system. And I call it a system because this is something that we can learn. Learning a sales system and learning how to manage conversations is a very specific skill set. I'm just going to see who's here. Yes. So this is what I wanted to actually address today, is getting back to the fundamentals. And that's really important, because as I was saying before, I was going to give away this power document that will help you understand the gaps in your business. But the thing is, I don't know your exact process. I don't know how you have conversations. I'm not sure what your blocks are or what difficulties you might have when a client says, oh, I don't like facials, oh, that's not for me, oh, that's not what I wanted to pay, that's too expensive, oh, I only want to use 2 products, not 4, oh no, this is not for me, I don't do skincare, I don't do this. These are all things we need to manage in our daily conversations with clients, because your clients, if they don't understand what you can do for them, they won't actually sign up or get that program or buy the full program of products, because there needs to be enough need, want and desire to get the results. And I know I can change this for you if you wanted to go forward with the opportunity with unpacking this at absolute detail. No pressure, it's just an opportunity, because this is something that can be taught. And after hearing many of you during the week in my DMs and having those 3 phone calls with other salon owners, I realized what was really needed more was a personal approach. Because here's the truth, clients don't need a protection from pricing, meaning you don't need to close their wallet or decide for them what they're going to buy. Because if you're holding back, worried about sounding savvy, pushy or awkward, that your clients have spent enough, you're not alone. This is a real common problem, because we feel so much for the client. We're such nurturers and givers, and we think sometimes, oh, if they've spent so much on their program or their courses or their treatments, how possibly are they going to afford this? Or they've just come back from a big holiday, how possibly do they want to spend more money? Or they've just talked about how tough things are. How can I possibly suggest buying 2 or 3 products to improve their skin? And that's exactly that, to improve the skin, the result they want. So I've changed my approach, and I'd love to give you an opportunity where we can have a conversation and unpack this. And that will be a massive mindset shift for you if you're willing to really uncover the exact gap that's holding you back in your process when you have a conversation with a client. What are the moments when you go, oh, I'm not sure how to respond to that, or I just won't respond to that, we just skip over it. We'll also pinpoint why clients aren't saying yes to you more often and how we can shift that. And the third thing we're going to go over is map out your next step to confidently recommend a full and increased results. So I've opened up my calendar for July, can you believe it's almost here, and it's called the Success Power Call, because it is so successful and so powerful. It's going to shift those 3 areas for you. So give me a hello below and drop the word success power, and I can give you the link to make this a very potent call that's going to shift so much for you. So any feedback there, I'd love to hear. But yes, the 6 things I would do if I was starting my skin and beauty therapy business from scratch. So much for you. Just checking how the volume is. Now, do you have an idea what you would do if you were to start your business from scratch? I'd love to know. Think back when you first started your business. What would you do? I know what created my 10K weeks, and I didn't even know that was a thing until I actually noticed the amounts of revenue my business was bringing in for the first 2 years, and I had no team members, no one. I had no support, no one to delegate anything to at all, nothing. It was just me. So I thought, my gosh, if I built a business from scratch, and in 2 years I'm making 10Ks, I am doing something very powerful. And the thing is, having a 5-step savvy sales system is one thing, but understanding the six things that make your business successful is another thing. And the first thing I would do, that I was never taught, but I worked out, I would track my numbers from day 1. So no guessing games. I'd track revenue, rebookings, retail and client numbers, and the profit every week. Your numbers tell a real story. They show you so much. And this is the thing with successful businesses, they are tracking data. And if what you're tracking isn't showing you what you'd like to see in your business, that's when you can start to fix things faster than not. Because the data you review every week is what you can build on. So yes, that is number 1. Definitely track your numbers from day 1. And the second thing I would do is get really clear on my messaging. I made the big error where I didn't even know this was a thing because I was pleasing everyone. I wanted to look after everyone and do everything. But I needed to have a clear message that spoke to my ideal client and streamline my business, because for my business to grow and to have the ability to hold more people, I needed to expand. So one thing I'd stop doing is stop trying to please everyone. Instead, I would speak directly to my ideal client. I'd speak to her so clearly and confidently and consistently. And this is the big thing, is the compounding effect of being consistent. So hopefully that's landing, because the compounding effect, it's you running up that hill. You're not going to get fit by doing it once. You're going to get fitter by running up that hill 4 or 5 days a week. So this is the thing, if you get really clear on your messaging and forget about pleasing everyone and doing all treatments to everyone, and you speak directly to your ideal client in a very confident, clear way, but consistently, and that is either in your socials every day, in emails, in your following up. This is the big thing. The third thing I would do is create a signature treatment. This has to be my favorite. I spent months and months on this, and I created something that 30 years later, I am heavily booked still with, because I did the reps. I looked at my numbers, I looked at my figures and saw how many people actually come in for my facial treatments, how many people love my holistic approach, but yet I give a certain edge where I do the consultation and I deliver the results by allowing extra time, and I build that extra time into the facial. People like that thing. They like to feel they're completely looked after. I would offer a signature treatment, and I'd really spend a lot of time crafting one high impact, high profit treatment and become known for it. And that's what happened to me. I became known for my holistic corrective rejuvenation facial treatment. It's a mouthful, but it certainly was. It's a holistic corrective rejuvenation facial treatment. And I just knew this was something. No one was doing the holistic approach with the scientific backing of consultation and using cosmeceuticals. And that was my brand magnet. So that's number 3, create a signature treatment. The next thing I would do is ditch time wasting treatments. So I would definitely, my goodness, this is something that will change your business structure. I'd get rid of low cost, low profit services and focus on high effort services. When I say high effort, like high end, things that actually the effort turns into results. So giving you high value treatments that actually move the financial needle in your business. Being booked out doesn't mean you're profitable, and that's what we all have to realize. If you don't do your numbers, so we're stuck. If I go back to number 1, if you're not tracking your numbers, it doesn't mean that you're making a profit when you are fully booked out clinic or salon, or the salon looks really busy, because you don't know how much it costs you to run your business if you don't do your numbers, or how much it costs you per day to open your business. And then if you're not clear on your messaging, you're not going to be attracting your ideal client. And then you won't be doing your high-end, high-profit signature treatments, and you'll be continuing to do low-profit, time-wasting treatments that are really not valuable to your business. Yes, it keeps people coming in and it looks busy, but is it profitable? And this is what we're talking about, the fundamentals of business. So are we getting the feeling here, what it takes to actually just strip back things and really look at what could be actually working for you better? The 5th thing I would do would really, this is the thing, is learn educational sales system. I'm obsessed by my sales system because it works. 10K weeks consistently over 20 years, my God, like insane. To be able to build that connection. When you really connect to that person, understand exactly why they've come in. What is it they like? What is it they don't like? All of these finer details. Is she your ideal client? Is she looking to get the results you offer? bridge the gaps, make the suggestion, and that's when you have the opportunity to do the sale. So learn a natural, non-script sales process. Sometimes I give my clients a few scripts and a few pointers just to help, because there's so many variations in the gap phase when people have objections or they don't like certain things, and you've got to find your way through how is this possible. This is when things actually need sometimes a bit of scripting, but in your personalized way. And of course, this is all done without sounding pushy. And the sixth thing I would do would build simple systems. From your rebookings, your bookings to referrals, systems are everything. And there's so many systems in a business. It's basically a system is something that you do regularly and you do on repeat, that you don't have to spend a lot of time doing, always trying to find certain paperwork or certain procedures, where you can create a system around it if you need to train your team members or anyone else in your business that you delegate tasks to. I used to do little videos for my team, particularly with small things like how I'd like the phone to be answered, how I'd like SMSs to be responded to, how I want the courier to be, not the courier, but when you receive stock from a courier, where it needs to be, how you unpack it, doing client orders. All of these things can be systemized and automated, which is great. So building systems is fundamental. And I'm going to give a lucky seventh one away today. So the seventh thing, I did say six, but there is a seventh. And this is essential, because if we don't back ourselves, we don't believe in ourselves, this is where things get really wobbly. And it's so important to believe in yourself one day and then self-doubt yourself another. It's okay, but it leads to being a very expensive process. So backing yourself is where the momentum starts. And this is really important. Backing yourself, your self-belief is crucial to how you either show up or you don't show up. Like even today in my life, unfortunately, I was delayed. I was talking in my test group, but I still showed up. I don't have to come in and do a live for my beautiful community on a Sunday, but I'm here. I'm showing up because I can't do it during the week. I have such a back-to-back week. I have no time to actually nurture you, give you some pointers to support you, and to really look at how you can grow your business successfully, or what can help you moving further forward in your journey moving forward this week. So it's the consistency that matters, and the compounding effect. Like, I didn't create a successful business in 1 month. It took 2 years. And then we come to the next hurdle of employing team members, and that's a whole different hurdle. Having 4 skin and estheticians on board, that's a lot of moving parts and a lot to manage. And you know, when this is one thing where you have to back yourself, because I needed to back myself fully when I employed a new team member. And I'm hearing more and more salons are finding that they're not creating team meetings, and they wonder why their figures are failing if they have a team. Or solo therapists don't look at the fundamentals. They're not looking at their numbers and wondering, why did I have a great week? What did I actually do that was so amazing this week that made my numbers skyrocket? Or when they fall down, what actually happened for that to happen? Tracking is essential. Being clear in your messaging is fundamental. Creating a signature high-end, high-profit treatments is going to make your business stand out from everyone else's. And ditching those low-cost, low-profit treatments is going to be revolutionary for your business. And learning an educational sales process and what I teach is fundamental. That is how you actually turn your business around. And then put systems on top of it. Everything is all calm, because everything's held by automation or a system. Amazing. Backing yourself and your self-belief is absolutely essential. So how are we going with this? I'd love to hear anyone's feedback, even if you're here on the replay. What is working for you currently in your business? This is all about sharing. Sharing is caring, right? And that's what we're here for. So that's my A to Q on the actual 7 things, not 6 things, I would do if I was starting my skin or beauty therapy business from scratch. Because keep in mind, people make bigger decisions when people are in enough discomfort, frustration, pain, just at the end of their tether. And if you're the one they go to, and if you can turn them around, this is where you create a raving fan. I just check one more time if there's any questions, anything coming through. Sometimes my messages are a little bit delayed for some reason in lives. But yes, we're heading into July. Can you believe it? It's here. And I have to say, oh my God, there was about 16 people that opted in for the monthly planning doc. I loved it. I assessed so many of them and gave great feedback. For those of you that haven't sent it in, you'll get a reminder email. I sent that out yesterday because, again, if that's the monthly planning review doc, will tell you exactly how your last month went and how you're going to be making progress for the next month and what you can do to correct last month if it wasn't what you hoped it to be. Yeah. So I really hope you're all going really great on this Sunday, no matter where you are in the world. And yeah, I just had a magical Sunday, I have to share. I went to this incredible bathhouse called Soak in Alexandria suburb in Sydney, and soaked away in magnesium and hot pools and saunas with an S, there were so many, and tea and time with my girlfriend. It's just so amazing. So really loved having this self-care time. It was just so important, and that's what we need to do more and more, is just feed our soul, feed our being, feed our body, our mind, our health with so many beautiful things. And I wish you all the greatness for the week ahead, beauties. I hope you enjoyed this live. And just in closing, for those of you that want to uncover the exact gaps that's holding you back in your business or a sales process or a conversation with clients so you get more yeses, we're going to pinpoint that in this call and map out your next steps confidently so you can plan and increase your results. So I'll drop my link here for making a call, and we can have this power success call all for you, all for free. No pressure, just a conversation and a light chat. Well, sending you so much success for the week ahead. Bye for now, beauties.